Okay, good morning, everyone, and thank you for being here for the third of the 4 online sessions that we're doing for investor pitching for Bind 4.0 this year. Just to give you a bit of feedback about Bind and about what we're doing with the investor events. Bind 4.0 is a Industry 4.0 acceleration program, very focused on corporate pilots. It has, I believe, right now 70 different corporate partners that run paid pilots with startups. So if you are an Industry 4.0 startup, I very much recommend applying for next year's cohort. And what we're doing this year is, at the same time as the corporate pilots are running, we're organizing investor events to put deep tech and Industry 4.0 investors together with the startups. So we've done 2 events online so far with B Startup Green from Banco Sabadell and with Draper B1. And this is a third that we're very lucky to have Chris here from Bosch Ventures. And we're going to see 6 startups today. There's another event next week on Friday, again 11 o'clock CET, with Telefonica Ventures. And then on the 6th of July, we have a face-to-face investor event at the end of the demo day that they do every year. So I think if you're a deep tech investor, that's actually very interesting, particularly because you have the 70 corporate pilots at the same event on the same day. So there's an opportunity, if you see a startup that you've liked, either from the events that we'd be doing online, or obviously we'll provide the decks to all the investors before the face-to-face event. Then if there's a startup that you like the look of, you actually have an opportunity during the day to grab hold of their corporate partner that's been running the paid pilot with them and get an idea of actually how that's worked from a commercial and technological perspective. So it makes the probability of a false positive that much lower, and so I think it's relatively interesting to try and be there in person on the 6th of July. We'll also be doing a dinner which is just for deep tech investors on the 5th, which is also interesting from an investor to investor perspective. But without more ado, we'll jump into welcoming Chris again. And Chris, the floor's all yours to talk through what you do at Bosch Ventures, the change of name that we mentioned briefly online recently, and then I'll bring in the startups in sort of 5 minutes time, or whenever you finished describing yourselves.
Thanks for having me, Tom, and thanks for looking at the time. Just briefly share my screen, if this is possible here.
It is. Sorry, just one sec. When you press on, I add it. Here you go.
So, first things first. When we agreed on this, we've been still Robert Bosch Venture Capital. Since then, we have unified the name. So this has been floating around for some time now, and we are an international VC, and especially in the US, for example, this Robert Bosch Venture Capital GmbH is a fairly long name, and so we shortened that to Bosch Ventures just to be easy on the communication side. Beside of the branding, nothing changes, so it's still Robert Bosch Venture Capital GmbH at the end of the day, but we have this much shorter brand now established outside. We are the CVC of the Bosch Group, so just briefly, I guess Bosch is known to all of them, as known to everyone here on this call. Fairly large organization, more than 400,000 employees, and we have 4 large areas where we are active, from mobility solutions to our automotive business, to interesting here, especially industrial technology, energy and building, and consumer goods. Bosch Ventures has been around for some time now. Just to give a brief rundown of the history, 2007 established, so we are one of the older kids on the block. are now operating out of our fifth fund, which has 250 million in it. We also have in China an investment vehicle, and in the meantime now a second special investment vehicle in China, our Buyan fund, which is a multi-LP fund. We have last year opened up also a new location in Boston. We are around the globe, basically. We invest into everything around the Bosch Group, so that's automation and electrification, climate tech, enabling technologies, and healthcare systems. I'm the software guy within the team, so I'm usually around here, these enabling technology fields. We also have what we call Open Bosch. That's might be also interesting here in this round. Our co-innovation team, which is about the collaboration between startups and the Bosch Group. So we have on the one hand side our traditional institutional investments, standard VC business. And on the other side, we have this collaboration partnership activity where we help startups to collaborate with Bosch, but at the same time help Bosch to collaborate with startups. We're a fairly large organization, and as you know, it's sometimes challenging to get a contract with a large organization like Bosch. We are, as mentioned, worldwide active, so we have offices in Sunnyvale, Boston, more due to historical reasons, in Stuttgart and Frankfurt, so in Germany, our location. We have an office in Tel Aviv and in China. 23 investment professionals now, and now 4 persons working in Open Bosch. Our portfolio is pretty extensive. We've done about 100 investments during these years. Some brands are well known, some are not that much known. Especially in this round here, for example, most people will have heard of Arduino, which is a fairly neat Italian-based company. So far, 7 minutes. Me personally, I worked in software my whole life in various departments, in various areas, in various companies, various roles. Last job was in the central IT of Bosch, where I was responsible for actual infrastructure. So the 35,000 virtual servers that we run within the organization, for example. And here within Bosch Ventures, I like innovative startups of all kind, but especially on the software side.
Okay, I mean today they're all software, so that's a good thing, and they are also quite international. So Milind, for example, is joining us right now from Singapore, but generally they're all international. I think there's one from Spain. Bind, I didn't say this at the beginning, but Bind does obviously run their acceleration program with startups that aren't from just Spain. Although the Basque Country, which is where Bind is physically based, has a historical strength in industry, and that continues to today in the same way, I guess, as Germany does. So let me bring in Milind then. Milind, if you can start sharing your screen, then I'll add it as soon as you're on. So here we go. I've changed your name to Accupredict, as you'll see. So as soon as you start sharing, I'll add it to the screen.
Okay, I have to share my screen. Present, yeah. Okay, yeah. So slides.
Okay, it's not. We can't see the shared screen. I can't see it on here at the moment.
Oh dear.
I've got to add it, but I'll see it down here at the bottom as soon as you start sharing.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, it's called Present on StreamYard.
Is that coming in?
No, still not.
Nope.
If you like, you can, just as a warning for everybody else, you can start sharing before you come on screen, so that would be helpful. I can see it on here. It just adds another
Share
one
screen.
of us.
Okay.
Yeah.
So share.
This always happens with live events. I don't know what it is, but we can never quite get it. Here you go. Okay, brilliant. Okay, I will. So I'll disappear off now. Yeah, we can see it. You're not on full screen. That's the only thing on now. It looks like you are. Brilliant. You've just got the little warning from Google saying that you're sharing on the thing that you can get rid of. But okay, guys, I'll be back in. I'll disappear off now, and I'll be back in 4 minutes and then we jump into 4 minutes of questions. Okay. See you in a bit.
Okay.
It's all you want, Miland.
Thank you. Good morning. Accupredict is an innovative startup from Singapore offering to keep customers' machinery operating without failure, and we help them to reduce the energy consumption. Our target are customers in developed countries. Early in this century, business process outsourcing was a big deal, and customers like Accupredict, like Accenture, Tata, and Infosys have big billion-dollar corporations. We believe that the time is ripe for a similar thing for manufacturing and particularly engineering in developed countries. The problem that manufacturers in these locations face is the challenge of reducing energy consumption, of hiring talent willing to work on the shop floor, and the pressure to increase productivity to reduce costs and stay competitive. Accupredict helps them by reducing the vibration levels of their equipment. We predict failures accurately so that they are acted on in time. We help them to reduce the skills and level number of people on the shop floor, and overall, we enhance the equipment life. When we get to work, we install sensors at critical points on equipment, which transmit the vibration to cloud-based servers, which run proprietary algorithms, which are communicated to customers who rate us for the accuracy of our prediction. Recently, a Fortune 50 consumer product giant challenged us to demonstrate our claims on one line for a pilot. In just 6 weeks, the line had produced 5.6% incremental output because the line did not shut down. At the end of the first full year, the line had consumed 7% lower electricity. We are now rolling out our solution at all their sites around the world. There are a few other solutions offering predictive maintenance. They come at it from pure machine learning. Accupredict uses machine fundamentals supplemented by machine learning. This gives the customer 3 significant advantages. Benefit 1, we start providing our recommendations on corrective actions from day 1 versus months later. We provide months advance notification versus days. Benefit 3, we are extremely accurate with no false positives or false negatives. This, we believe, will give us a competitive moat that protects us for the next minimum 3 to 5 years. In just our second year, we delivered $250,000 in revenue at a healthy gross margin, despite the uncertainty of COVID. We have 30 plus existing customers at various stages and 22 team members, and we are investing heavily in business and software development. Our target for at the end of the next 5 years is to have 45 Fortune 500 customers and a steady increase in the number of pilot customers. We have 100% customer retention rate. That would give us a $7 million revenue with a 45% margin. Sanjay Deshpande, my co-founder, has been in the business of condition monitoring starting in Denmark and India for the last 40 years. I have corporate commercial experience for the last 38 years working across Asia Pacific and Japan. Today, we are seeking $600,000 equally split between software and reporting tools, business development for market entry into North America and European Union, and for supporting working capital increases. Thank you very much, and look forward to a more detailed discussion with you. And we would also be keen to explore Open Bosch initiative. Thank you very much.
Milind, absolutely perfectly done. I'll take off your screen and I'll leave the two of you. There, you've done it, and I'll leave the two of you here for another 4 minutes.
Thanks a lot. Great presentation. Could you help me when you say you have 250,000 of revenue a year with 30 customers? So how much does one customer generate?
Our target is in the first full year of commercial run, it is $100,000. But there are different customers who are either doing pilots and with some people who are doing with a full-fledged line, some people just a few sensors. So it's a combination depending on the risk, appetite of each customer.
And if I got you right, you've got your own sensor that is then placed on the machine, correctly?
No, we don't. We are sensor agnostic. We are working with some wind turbine generators who have Vestas and GE and so on sensors built in. So they'll just give us the signal and we will make the recommendation to them. We are not dependent on the sensor.
Okay, understood. That can be challenging because you have various data sources and you need to integrate into various protocols and to various vendors. So what is your experience there so far?
Yeah, we are, as I said, agnostic. We source what is called fast Fourier transforms. So yeah. The FFT signal is what we require, and most of the sensors, whether they are working on LoRaWAN, whether they're using BLE, are capable of giving FFT, and that's good enough for us. Okay. So our expertise is in being able to analyze and correlate the FFT with the actual machine.
Okay, understood. And just to verify, I've got that you rolled out a Fortune 500 company
yes.
on all sites around the world, right?
Yes. Yes, we just completed India. We have done Bangkok, and Shanghai should be starting shortly.
Okay, understood. And for the sake of completeness, this energy consumption reduction comes from what exactly?
See, two things. One is the vibration, the energy, the equipment vibrates. So by balancing out the equipment, removing all resonance and so on, we bring the level of vibration down, which is a wasted energy. So we reduce the amount of energy that is wasted. The second thing is every time the machine is vibrating, inside of the motor, the connections are, there is sparking, there's not smooth communication of electricity to the rotor, and that leads to internal sparking and lower efficiency. So we improve the equipment's, the drive's efficiency by reducing the level of vibration. So two things contribute to improving the equipment, and of course shutdowns and startups are eliminated, and that is another source of waste which we eliminate.
Okay. And what will be the average sales cycle? Because large production sites usually take some time.
Yes. Our experience is that it takes us minimum, the most ambitious we have seen is 6 months to get to a pilot, sometimes 9 and occasionally 12. And then from there, it's 18 months to a commercial agreement to roll out.
Okay, understood. Yeah, you mentioned Open Bosch, and obviously energy consumption is a huge topic for Bosch as a whole. Yeah. So we'll be super happy to build up the connection there and make an introduction to those colleagues.
Thank you, Chris. And like I said, the biggest value proposition is that instead of doing this pattern matching using machine learning, we use machine fundamentals. So day one, and that has always been a total mind-blowing thing for everyone. And that is something that is so unique that there is not one competitor in approaching predictive maintenance by our method. And that is what is our competitive mode. Thank you so much for your time.
Understood. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much, Milind. Sorry. Thank you very much, Milind. So I've got Chitsa here to bring on screen. Thank you very much for already sharing, Chitsa. You make it much easier by doing that. So again, now everything's on screen. I'll disappear off and I'll be back in 4 minutes. It's all yours.
Great. Good morning. I'm Chitsa from Birdseye. We give insights through visual AI for basically helping our customers making more sustainable decisions. And this presentation is what we have done together with Vidrala. So as Birds, we focus on 3 verticals in the market. We focus on the bottle manufacturing / glass container market. We focus on the recycling market and on industrial manufacturing. Today, however, I'm going to hone in on the glass packaging market, and which is a very large market and is expected to grow even by 2030 to about $85 billion. And a lot of that is actually in beer, which as a German, I'm assuming you must like. As a Dutchman, I also really enjoy. And so it is for our benefit. The problem, however, in the production, and this is not just for glass manufacturing, but in general, is that operators, they perform tasks alongside pre-programmed machines, which leads to defects by human errors. The second thing is that the system lacks accurate data because it's not always secure there, and it's quite difficult to find skilled personnel, and this is becoming even harder. So that leads to a few things: incorrect production data. There's no direct action being pushed when there is an issue. Operational throughput increases, but also it's unclear what is the effect of these issues. Bottom line is it all leads to an increased maintenance costs, which has a direct impact on the bottom line of the factory. And so what we have built and what we are building is we're making sure that we can make AI count. And we are working on a dashboard, a standardized dashboard with standardized integration in combination with low-cost hardware and a quality assurance on the side of the quality of the counting that we do. Especially the low-cost hardware is a big thing also for our clients, since actually it needs to be something that is easily replaceable, easily placed in a different environment or a different space in their production facilities. The business case we're working on with Vidrala currently is quite good. Actually, I must say we're expected to save 35K per line per year, which again also has a direct impact on the bottom line. And so the return on investment for the total project that we're doing now would be less than 5 months. And the good thing, it's scalable. Once this is built, if you add an extra production line, it's not a matter of adding extra software, but it's a matter of extra hardware. And like I said, that is low-cost hardware. So the scalability is something that is very important there as well. This is a short demo of the first try that we've did, or this first part of the project, where you see glass bottles coming through and basically the counter just making sure everything's get counted. In the second version, there's also added elements like fallen bottle detection or other detections that are done. The advantages is it's safe. You don't need humans. You have a full overview of all the actions that are needed. There's clear actions that you can be pushed to the operators, and there's less human mistakes. Like I said, the glass container market, we believe there's a total of 130 million that we can service as a company, as Birds, with this specific product. If we look at the competitive landscape, it's a very solid and stable market. Vidrala being one of the 3rd largest manufacturers in Europe, number 5 or 6 in the world, and they've known a 24% year-on-year organic growth. If we look at the financial projections, we believe we can reach a break-even point in 2.5 years. Also important that there's a mix of recurring revenue and fixed fees, because the production companies like this also are looking much more at CAPEX expenses than just their OPEX expenses. And actually the CAPEX is part of their interesting field for them. Also, this project is eligible for EU subsidies, but this is not yet included in our calculations, but we are working on that. I was almost there.
You well, I'll leave that slide on screen for a minute, and then Chris, he's already seen the deck, so he can know it. But I will now take off that screen, and I'll leave you for another 4 minutes for the questions. I'm really sorry about having to be so strict on this, but with 6 of us,
no, you're doing well.
Yeah, if not, we'll be dragging on. Okay, it's all yours again. 4 minutes questions.
Thanks a lot. When has the company been founded?
2006.
Okay. And I guess there have been some pivots.
Yes, we've been pivoting. So the last 1.5 year. So 1.5 years ago, we started pivoting towards more customer-focused projects rather than just product-focused. We have a product as well, which is called Bird's Eye View. And the Bird's Eye View product, sorry for that. The Bird's Eye View product is actually something that works for solar. But right now we are focusing on this market rather than the market of the solar fields.
Okay. Okay. If I get your numbers right, you're expecting a revenue of more than 1 million in 2 years. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
We already have the first paying customer, and we're expecting a revenue next year of about 400,000 to 500,000 euros.
Okay. That's a fast growth. I mean, what is the share of software between hardware, between integration and project, and so on and so forth?
If you look at the share, so for software development will be the main cost for us, which is about 60%. Actually, hardware is a very low cost, and it's not even our cost because this is something that the supplier will pay themselves. If you look at their total cost, we are now aiming at each individual counting point to be less than 500 euros, which is an inclusive of the AI module and the camera itself combined.
And what makes you unique? I mean, no offense, but I would expect that counting things is already on the market, right?
Yes, I think counting things is definitely in the market. What makes us unique is that we have knowledge of the market and that we are able to roll out really quickly. The first project we've done in 2 months, we've been going live. So within 2 months, we were able to implement it. And also the road to market for customers would be a first implementation between 1 to 3 months. And actually a full sales cycle could be done in 6 months. And that's what makes us unique.
Okay. Understood. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I'm just looking
All
at
right,
the
well,
time.
that was great. That's great. So the next question we have, thank you very much, Chitsa. The next one we have is Kate from Rebread. Let me just bring her on screen now. Oh, so Kate is in Poland, so closer to you than Singapore, certainly. And Kate, sorry, your screen is now added as well. Okay, I will be back in 4 minutes again. Thank you very much.
And you are on mute.
Kate, yes, you're muted. Sorry, just to warn everybody else, I did say at the beginning, but you weren't there, that when you're off screen, you're automatically muted, so you don't need to mute yourself first. Oh, Kate, now we've lost your screen.
You will have it.
Okay, I'll have it back in a second. Brilliant. Okay, and now we're back again. Okay, we'll take 2. I'll be back in 4 minutes. Kate, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you. So nice to meet you. I'm Kate, co-founder of Rebread, where we save leftover bread from being treated as waste and build an ecosystem around the resource, because the problem is actually enormous. We throw out a leftover bread while we can make a resource from it, and the numbers are just enormous. It's 1 million tons worth annual edible food waste. The bread wasted is 1/3 of all produced waste, and this is the cost of the food waste in Europe, and we can make something from this money. Because actually product and raw material, as bread waste is, has a big potential, friendly, approachable legislation. The process of spoiling is also creating a potential for the material, and also relatively standardized product and known everywhere in the world and tangible. So the value proposition from ourselves, from Rebread, is that we create a raw material market, enabling exchange between suppliers and recipients. We provide them know-how, how to use it, creating added value for business, of course, covering a big sustainable development goals, which are really important also for the marketing, and how it actually, how we deliver solutions, which is also the way to scalable business model. R&D Rebread Lab is working on prototypes of product additional industry value. Then we manufacture it locally, processing know-how and transfer to manufacturer or waste reducer. And then we scale it up with a digital marketplace and license selling. So the process of the business model is on a success fee, mostly on profit, reducing costs and incomes from the implementation of the license. And lastly, we also discovered the valuable fuel, which is koji edible malts, which is twice as much with a protein as in an egg. And within 48 hours, it creates a new standardized product. And we already do it in Spain with 2 companies, Okin and Angolas, where we created seafood alternatives and the koji edible malts breadways, and the results are really great, because actually up to 80% efficiency. 1 kilo of bread is actually over bread waste. It's 800 grams of product. It's 75% more proteins, and the 48 per hours process timing of average time production for the totally new product on the market. We already have a big companies, consumers and the market players on the Polish market, which is 10,000 posts in Poland, Żabka, where we already have a validated from customers our productions and know-how, which is attractiveness of the idea, 81% price perception, that it's expected that these products are really valuable, and 3 main purchase drivers, which is not to waste food and doing something good for the environment. So actually people are ready for buying new products from the bread waste. And also we have a scalable know-how transfer within our marketplaces. We already have recipes for the scaled industrial environment bakeries, which are up to 300,000 items per month. And we are operating with bakeries on a license agreement and performance settlement. Coming up next, there is a revolutionary on-com meat alternative, which we already have from the R&D, from the grants in Poland that we have investors on. And this will be a revolutionary thing on the market that we want to sell for people. So the last slide is only this, that the team, me and other people are making this happen with entrepreneurial skills and R&D, biotech, and sensory evaluation ideas that we have. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Kate. I'll take off your screen and I'll leave the 2 of you alone for questions. I'll be back in a minute.
Of course.
Thanks a lot, Kate. I mean, we are not into food tech, to be fair, but
I know.
we do sustainability, so maybe we find an angle there. You mentioned that you're working on alternative meat. Is that also from the protein mass from the old bread, or is it?
Yes, that's right. This is actually from we use microorganisms, which we actually invented also when it comes to recipes with universities and other experts, not only in Poland, actually. So we use the bread waste pulp, we can say, which is grown on edible malts. We use it as a base for the meat alternative and for seafood alternatives, which is already prototyped in Spain, that I was mentioning, one of the projects that it's actually one of the part of the Bind for Zero accelerator. Yes, so we have it ready to develop it on the market already.
It's super amazing. Can you give me an indication of how large this market is you're targeting?
Yes, actually, we can say that we have 3 main customers. One, it's these are industrial bakeries. In Poland, we have like 10,000 of industrial bakeries, actually. But when it comes to Germany, France, these numbers are quite similar. And so this is one client, because all of this actually bakeries, they are making bread and they are wasting bread, so they are already waste producers. And also another part is the retail stores. In Poland we have 3 retail stores and convenience stores that are already creating, they are baking bread inside. So this is also a really big market. For example, one of our clients is 10,000 actually like stores, in convenience stores in Poland. So this is another potential on other European markets, the convenience stores and retail stores. And another one, and these are actually all of the Horeca also companies that are also having anything with a bread, and we are wishing that on marketplace, on our digital marketplace, that we are seeking for actually investor to build this marketplace and the software. Part of the recipes are already on open source, for example, for bakeries. So the recipe for the bread, which is 30% replacement of the flour, so also efficiency and reducing costs are our actually money that we can profit from. So here on the marketplace, we are wishing enormous number actually of the Horeca restaurants, and our also experience is that we got actually a bakery and chain of the restaurants in Poland, and Rebread is a pivot of this business.
Super amazing. Thanks a lot.
It is amazing, isn't it, that you can actually create protein products from bread, and given the, I don't know, the current situation going a little bit east, and the problems that are now going to be caused by the dam being exploded and whatever, you've it's more of a problem than perhaps it was a couple of years ago. So Kate, thank you very much. Keep at it.
Thank you.
And now, sorry, the next one on is Uri with Robot AI. I'll just take Kate off and I'll add on Uri, who, here he is. Uri, if you could just start sharing your screen, and then I'll...
Yeah, in a second. Hello, Chris. I'll share my screen in a second.
So you have an office in Tel Aviv, Chris. Well, Uri's based in Israel, so sort of, again, very close.
Thank you, Tom. And yeah, we are Israeli based, and we are in robotics, and we are doing software. So let me show you something amazing.
Just wait.
This is my cup.
But wait, I haven't got this. Oh, okay. You're going to wait for afterwards. Okay, all right.
Whatever. Okay, so this is my cup, and I can grab it. Very simple for us, for humans to do. But imagine for a second that you are a robot and you need to grab the cup. Now it becomes a problem, right? I have a special shape, colors. I need to give the distance, orientation. Only then I can bring the hand. It's actually a very complex task for robot. It requires very complex sensors, and we simplify it. So let me show. Share screen, whatever. Okay. I'll try to share the screen. Okay. And okay, window. Okay. So, and let me show what we're doing.
Here we are. Perfect.
So, in the manufacturer, there's many tasks that still need to be automated, because small batches requires fingers, understanding of objects. And as maybe you know, many robots are still blind, and this is a very nice video that maybe shows you. Many robots are moving like from point A to point B, and they just cannot adapt to the changing environment. And this is one of the main things that people would like to see that robots can do. So it requires sensors, and many companies today trying to bring 3D vision, sensors that project light, laser, multiple cameras, just to understand the distance, calculate point clouds, and then you can try to extract your objects. And they have all kinds of drawbacks. What we did in Robot AI, we provided the software that likes hand-eye coordination for robots. You can use your camera, your robot. We connect between them. Robot just asks where is the object. We take the picture, transfer it, pitch it to coordinates, and these coordinates, the 3D coordinates, can be used to guide the robotic arm. We do not process point clouds, so we run very fast. We can be very precise. We can mount the camera on the robotic arm, and also we can work with objects that are translucent, reflective, and most important, we are very flexible. We can work with different types of equipment, and we are already active in different areas like manufacturing, warehouses, agriculture. We did many different projects. And this is the companies that right now we are running also with Festo and Baluf, finishing POC there, also in Bind. We did for several years, we approached the big guys. Through these big guys, we can scale up, but also we have a lot of small companies that we are working with. So just to just emphasize why these big companies are interested, we use a simple camera, like your smartphone camera, to extract 3D position information of the known objects. And this is what's very unique. It's a little bit like what Tesla is doing for autonomous cars. We don't need the 3D point clouds and anything else. And this is what is very interesting and very unique about us. So we have a very good team, and many of us are PhDs in different areas. Just to remember one thing, I was CTO in the companies that already raised $150 million in the telemedical space. And just a little bit about us. So we are running like 3-4 years, started 3-4 years ago, received some small investment, Corona time, but we were starting to approach in the market. Right now we are cash positive. We are selling our product to different companies, including small ones and big ones. And we are looking for a little bit right now bridge investment, and then the end of the year, the investment round that will help us to scale up in different countries. This is more or less what we are doing. Thank you very much.
Brilliant, thank you, Uri. There was a quick question previously from Yasmin, but I believe this was for Kate, so I'll just put it on screen very quickly. And Kate, if you could reach out to Yasmin and just give her the answer. And now, sorry, I'll disappear off again. Leave the two of you for 4 minutes for questions.
Thanks a lot. Did I get the numbers right that you want to reach $500,000 of revenue in 2024?
Yeah, we are there. I think we already in this year we'll be closing to half of this number, but we need a little bit help just to scale up.
Understood. How large do you see the potential in this field?
Every robot, I think, needs to be some kind of sensor-wise to say, okay, I finished correctly. I take something correctly, and the most simple sensor you can ever imagine. This is your smartphone camera, and it's price attractive. It can deal with kind of translucent, reflective objects, and we see like 600,000 robots will be deployed in maybe in a year from now, and also we can work with old ones. And robotics is a huge thing, and they say that 5% of all jobs could be automated. And I already reading that in Germany, for example, they are missing 1.5 million people just to do some kind of stuff.
Understood. Because the name is not exactly unique. Just to double check, that's the same company. Have you been in contact with us in 2019?
2019?
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe.
Okay. So you've been around for how long now?
We've been established in 2018 but we started by building a toilet cleaning robot, and then we pivoted after 1.5 years. We pivoted.
Understood. Thanks a lot.
Okay, thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Uri. And now the next one is Tate, and what's that? I've got to take off his screen, which I can't see here, which is very odd. So let me just add Tate and his screen. There's something odd has just happened with the Uri's still. Oh, here we go. Now I can take him off. Okay, so guys, I'll disappear off again. I'll be back in 4 minutes. It's all yours. Tate, you might be muted. We can't hear you at the moment. Say something.
No,
we can't hear you yet. Still not. Still not. Nope. Go back to some problem, obviously, with the microphone on the headset, I'm guessing.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you now. Brilliant. Okay, I'll leave you to it, and I'll be back in 4 minutes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yes.
No worries.
Hi, Chris. My name is Teit Silberling. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Spin Robotics. Every day, millions of screws are inserted in the European manufacturing industry by employees with handheld screwdrivers, and the assembly takes place in everything from windows to cars to electronic products. It's an expensive, time-consuming, and inefficient way of producing. Meet Christian Torvald here from Danfoss Drives, and he's a development manager, a new product integrator. And whenever Christian is establishing a new product line, he starts with manual assembly, as seen here, a common workspace with 2 or 3 handled screwdrivers and release functions. The repetitive work from manual screwdriving can cause physical disabilities and strain, leads eventually to imprecisions, leading to returned batches. And the repetitive work makes it very hard to find new employees for manual screwdriving tasks, and therefore the production is hard to scale. Existing automated screwdrivers are not safe around employees, are hard to program, make them very hard to and expensive to integrate, and they are too big for hard to reach spaces. And that makes actually Christian look towards our solution, which is the all-in-one collaborative tool. It's fast to deploy in production, easy to operate, user-friendly, and the slim design allows it to reach narrow spaces. And the automatic bit changer actually secures a fast changeover between multiple tasks. We have a patented safety system, which ensures the highest employee safety, and that actually gives a possibility to have a very short payback time. That makes us look into a golden future where the assembly is spinning around. We believe it's spinning around manufacturers' ability to execute on the market demands for high mix, low volume, small series, work truly collaborative, man-machine. It has to be uncaged, secure high work safety, work with and learn from data, and prove good return on investment fast. And therefore, we have the solution of today for the requirements of tomorrow. Many solutions out there, but there's none like Spin Robotics. We are ready to scale. We scale through distributors. Focus was 22 in Europe, and now we've just started off in the US. We have 3 products on the market, 63 distributors signed. And our customers, KTM and Grundfos, come back with information about a reduction in assembly time of up to 60% with higher quality and less scrap. We have some products in the being OPC UA, a companion specification we have just introduced, and we're going to introduce a spin solution as well, Automatica. And we're going to build up our production line to in Q2 an automatic feeding, which will revolutionize the assembly process for cobots. Meet the team of 9 from different countries. We are Danish robotic scale-up, developing an end-of-arm screwdriving tool, and we're going to, that's it. We are asking for an investment of 335,000 euro to get us break even at a pre-money valuation of 6.7 million.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you. I'm sorry there was a confusion in the beginning.
No problem whatsoever. These things happen when you do things live.
Yeah.
I'll wander off. I saw Bosch on the list of customers, so I'm sure Chris has some questions there.
Yes.
I'll wander off now, and I'll be back in 4 minutes.
And obviously, that's the first one where we need to start. Could you give me a bit more context on this Bosch logo?
Yeah, we have sold our solution to Bosch Thermotechnik in Stuttgart. Christian, I don't remember his name right now. And we have sold it to Bosch Thermotechnik in Portugal as well. And I can support you with the names of the two guys. We even have a case study with Bosch out there. So it's easy to access. Yes.
Thanks a lot. And what exactly is it that you're doing? So is it how do you program it and so on and so forth?
Exactly. Nice question. Thank you. We've put a lot of work in the software actually. So it's easy to program, meaning that I can just drag the robot to the position where it has to insert the screw. So it is as easy as possible with a collaborative robot. So actually the operator can do it himself. So it's a new tool within the same workspace.
That's interesting.
And here, of course, the safety system is, which is patented, is very unique because no harm can happen.
Do you have any feeling how large or how much revenue you can generate in 5 years down the road? I mean, you already have the first million, right?
Sorry?
You already have your first million. So.
Not quite the first million. Well, yes, the first million in Danish kroners, but not in Europe.
Okay.
No, we did 220,000 euro last year. We're going to do about 450 to 500,000 euro this year, and we'll reach a break even next year. We expect over the next years and in 2027 to reach something like 11 million euros in revenue. But of course, right now we need help to scale it, and that's what we're looking for. It's an expensive thing to grow. Yeah. The potential, if it was the potential of the market you were asking for, Chris, then actually we're looking into cobots and light industrial robots. They're growing to an estimated volume of 11 billion euros in 2025, and small part assembly makes out about 24% of that of that 11 billion euros. So there's a huge potential in it.
Understood. Would be very helpful if you could build up the connection or make an introduction to the Bosch colleagues.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you, Tate. Thank you. I'll just take you off screen, and we've now got the last company to present today, and the only Spanish one. So Sergio from Siali.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. Brilliant.
Yeah, okay.
So screen showing, and we can hear you, not muted. So brilliant. I'll be back in 4 minutes.
Okay, perfect. Tom, thank you so much. First of all, Chris, thank you for your time. So my name is Sergio. I am CEO and co-founder of Rely. Rely is an intelligent platform to guarantee customer satisfaction in industries. We seek to help automate quality inspection processes using computer vision and deep learning. And the problem that we are focusing on is in the loss of millions due to manufacturing defects in manufacturing industries. We are focused on the losses on contracts, on sales, the reimbursements, the calls of products that make it to the market with defects. And for that, the main solution that there is in the market is the quality control, but normally it fails or it's not efficient because you have to do it using human operators that they are really high cost, and they make mistakes and make product make it to the market with defects. Also, there are the smart cameras in the market, but they are really basic. They cannot automate the kind of errors that we are seeking to automate. And then you have like the consulting firms that can do per project based solutions. But with Rely, what we are developing is a SaaS no code for factories, mainly focus on the operational side of automating the quality control process. Then on the traceability, because we make an historic database so that our clients can predict and analyze what kind of errors they can have on their production. Okay, and this, for example, is the main views of our product. This is an integration of one of our clients, Hitachi Astemo. And here what we automate is mainly 16 points of quality control in brake manufacturing. And this is the previewer. And here we have like the historic part of our product where they can seek here to resolve customer provider issues, like I have received a defect in one of your products. Now I have some proof so that we have not sent you that, and that could happen on logistics or in your own facilities. Then we are right now also investing so that we make it even easier for factories to automate these processes using language neural processing. And the impact that we make in the factories that we have known in our clients is mainly on production, maintenance, and quality, being quality the main one, but then with the historic and with all the data that we provide for our clients, they can also improve not only operational but tactical and strategical on production and maintenance. I will not stop here because then I will not have enough time. But if you have any question of what makes Rely different, I can answer later. Our main challenge right now is bringing Rely to a SaaS no-code business model, coming from a turnkey-based project business model. Our competence is mainly in the US, but also we have a couple of them here in the EU. And well, the team, we are about 16 people right now, with a huge focus on bringing this company up and forward. And I think that one of our main metrics is the traction, the amount of integration of this product that we have made in the last years, and the changes that we are making for making this an scalable SaaS product.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Sergio.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I'll leave that on screen for a second. I'll give you 4 minutes for questions, and then I'll be back and close off the event.
Thanks a lot. Where do I start? One thing that we've learned the hard way is that can be super challenging to integrate a cloud-based solution into an actual production process, especially when we're talking about high volume data like the one you need, right? What's your experience there so far?
Our solution is not cloud-based. The developing the integration part of the process, where you have to label images, you have to develop like the specific logic that you are going to integrate in the production line, and the communications that you will do in our solution in a cloud-based part. But the integration we can do either on embedded hardware or on-premise. Our clients, 100% of them is on-premise based solution.
Yeah, well, I mean, still you have the camera and you have your solution that is recording the pictures and auditing and so on and so forth, right?
Yeah, we integrate that in a PC based hardware on premise in the facility. Sometimes in a computer, or sometimes in the racks or server racks of the factory.
Okay, understood. Got that one wrong. Okay, and you skipped that slide beforehand. So what makes you unique?
Okay. So I think that what it meant, the main things that we focused to make our solution unique is that we started as a consultancy for industry, and we started to do several projects. And like 3 to 4 years ago, we started to find out that our clients were asking for us for a lot of quality inspection processes, automation, and we've built this product from the factory. So all of our clients have helped us to focus on the features that make this product valuable for them. So we've never raised any money. We've built this product on a bootstrapping based company, and I think that made us focused on the main and on the two important problems that they have, and also our vision of not only automating the operational part of the problem, but also the traceability part, the improving the strategic on the maintenance and production. I think that's a huge key point for our product too.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay, so we've gone 1 minute over so far. I'll just bring everybody back on screen that's left about whilst we say goodbye. So thank you everyone for joining us today. I'll see 4 of you in Bilbao on the 6th of July. Unfortunately, Chris won't be there in person, but he's promised us that he'll be connected online. So if that would be very interesting to see all the pictures there of all 21 of you. And if there's any investors still connected right now, please do remember the 6th of July, face-to-face in Bilbao. If I haven't already sent you the link to sign up, then please reach out and I will do. And whilst we're talking about reaching out, Kate, don't forget to reach out to Yasmin that made that question while we were going. So Chris, thank you very much for being here. I hope you found it interesting. And to the rest of you, thank you very much also. Well presented, and see you in, 3 weeks time in Bilbao. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.